Yo, crispy on the outside. The filling is so delicious, well seasoned, and the sweet chili adds in that perfect spicy kick to the Halfmoons. I absolutely love cooking a recipe that needs the basic ingredients that you can't miss in your kitchen. So let's make this delicious Halfmoons. For this recipe, you're going to need very few ingredients. As you can see, we have tomatoes, onions, garlic, coriander, some minced meat, bread, a few spices together with eggs, cooking oil, and you're going to find everything listed in the description box in the right quantity. And of course, you can double, triple the ingredients to make some more delicious Halfmoons. So now I'm going to place my ingredients aside so that we can make space for rolling out our bread. You're going to need a rolling pin, anything round that can cut through your bread. I have a few slices of bread which I'm going to be rolling out. So I'm going to place on my clean countertop. Then I'm going to flatten up the bread using a rolling pin. You don't have to use so much force because the bread is fresh, so it's very soft. Using my donut cutter, I'm going to cut out the bread just like this. Then I'm going to place the scraps aside, carefully pick up my bread and place aside. Then I'm going to be rolling out some more pieces. This is how your cut out bread is going to be looking, and I have around 8 to 10 pieces of cut out dough. So I'm going to place aside. When done cutting out your bread, you're going to have some leftover bread which you don't want to waste. So for this next step, we're going to be making some breadcrumbs. You're going to need a blender, a processor, which you're going to transfer in the bread. I have a small processor which I'm going to be using. So I'm going to pack in the bread just like that. Then I'm going to cover and blend. Once the processor is done, this is how my bread is going to be looking. So now you're going to grab a pan, place over medium-low flame. Then you're going to transfer in your bread. You're going to use a spatula and stir in the moist bread, and within 3 to 5 minutes of a low flame, the breadcrumb is going to dry out. Hence, you're going to get the perfect crispy breadcrumbs to coat your Halfmoons. Or you can store in an airtight container ready for the next recipe. You need your breadcrumbs to get perfectly golden brown color. So just keep on stirring. Regulating your flames while toasting the bread is very crucial so that you don't get some burnt breadcrumbs. If you notice that the flames are a little bit too high, just reduce to the lowest point and slowly continue toasting your bread. I'm almost done, and the aroma in the kitchen is some perfect, it's as if we are toasting some sesame seeds. So the bread is getting a nutty aroma, which is so good. Almost done. Yeah, we are getting there. Once ready, I'm going to transfer to a plate. The good thing about using a non-stick pan is you'll just wipe out the breadcrumbs and get to the next recipe, which is making your filling. So you're going to add in a little bit of cooking oil, around a tablespoon. Then you're going to be adding in your minced meat. As you can see, my minced meat is not lean. We have a little bit of fat. So fat equals to flavor. That means that our Halfmoons are going to be very juicy and delicious. So you're going to use a spatula and break down the mincemeat as it's cooking. And within a minute or two, the mincemeat is going to cook out the pink color and get a nice brown color. Mincemeat cooks really fast, so you just have to check on it so that it doesn't burn. Because we have a little bit of fat in the meat, it's going to render its own fat. So you're going to add in your onions, garlic, cook together with the mincemeat. And as everything is cooking, I'm going to add in a beef seasoning cube, which is going to add in more beef flavor. Then I'm going to be adding in some peri-peri seasoning and cumin. Cook together with the onions, mincemeat, garlic. And within 30 seconds, your kitchen is going to be smelling absolutely incredible because the garlic powder is going to cook out that raw flavor and get very flavorful. Also, the onions are going to add in some nice flavor together with the cumin, the peri-peri seasoning. So it's going to be fantastic. You're going to be salivating at this point. When everything is perfect and your meat is not super dry, you're going to add in 2 medium tomatoes, which are diced. Add in a little bit of tomato paste. Then you're going to stir in, reduce the flame to low and let the tomatoes cook for around a minute until softened up. The beef seasoning cube adds a little bit of salt, so I'm going to check the seasoning. I need a little bit more salt to fully season the filling, around a 1/4 teaspoon. Stir in and let everything cook. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and some water for making a paste for sealing our halfmoons. So you're going to add in around 2 tablespoons of water and use a spoon, stir in until you have a thick paste. So I'm going to place aside. Also, you're going to need a plate for cracking in your eggs. Use a fork and whisk in the eggs. Place aside. Then I'm going to pick my breadcrumbs and add in some black pepper and salt to season the breadcrumbs. My breading session is ready. As you can see, we have some breadcrumbs, eggs for coating our halfmoons, and our pastry. That is our DIY pastry. And also, we have our paste. So I'm going to check on my meat, which is cooked through. So I'm going to check the seasoning once more. So delicious. We have a kick of spiciness from the peri-peri seasoning. The meat is moist. It's not too dry. That's the best part about using some minced meat with a little bit of fat. It's always going to be juicy and delicious, not dry. So now I'm going to wait for around 2 to 5 minutes for the minced meat to cool down so that we can cut and fry. Almost forgot garnishing my minced meat, so I'm going to add in lots of coriander, toss, and cool. Once your filling is cooled down, it's time to add in the filling to our bread. So you're going to spread your paste on the edges of the bread, just like this. And the paste is going to help you seal the bread once you add in your filling. Then next I'm going to add in a tablespoon of the filling in the middle of the bread, just like this. Then I'm going to seal. There you go. The reason it's called half moon, it's because it has a shape of a moon, half moon that is. So yeah, that is very interesting. So I'm going to pick the next piece of bread, spread my paste all around. Don't add in too much. You can also use your finger to spread the paste. And once done, you're going to add in some meat. Still easy peasy. I'm going to finish off making the rest, which is going to take around 5 minutes. Wait for around 30 seconds to a minute for the cooking oil to get ready to fry your half moons. Adding in a little bit of seasoning to the breadcrumbs is going to add in that nice flavor once you bite into the half moon. So you can simply add in some salt if you don't have the black pepper, but it's really nice to have some black pepper in your kitchen because it's super versatile. It's used in so many recipes. Now, as you can see, the filling is very neat, no messiness. We have that perfect moon shape. So I'm going to place the bread on my egg wash, just like that. Shake off any excess and transfer into the breadcrumbs. Pick another piece of bread. Don't leave the bread in the egg wash for too long because it's going to soak up a lot of eggs. So just slightly dip, making sure all sides are fully coated with the egg wash. Shake off any excess and transfer onto the breadcrumbs. Easy peasy. Next, you're going to coat with breadcrumbs and transfer into the cooking oil. Shake off any excess breadcrumbs. Carefully place into the hot cooking oil. And I'm going to be frying in batches because I need the half moons to be crispy on the outside, delicious on the inside. You can tap on your plate just like this to shake off any excess breadcrumbs. I'm using a spoon to cut up my breadcrumbs because I'm avoiding messiness. Once you add in the half moons into the cooking oil, you're going to fry for around a minute on each side so that you get that crispy edge. Then I'm going to be finishing off coating the rest of the half moons with egg wash and breadcrumbs for the next round. Flip so that the other side fries. Once ready, this is how your half moons are going to be looking. So you're going to transfer to a plate lined with kitchen paper towel to drain off the excess oil. Wow. Then you're going to be placing in your next round. After a minute, flip so that the other side can get this gorgeous brown color. I'm almost done frying my half moons and it's been around 8 minutes. So the paper towel is going to drain off the excess oil in the Halfmoons. So you're going to get some crispy, delicious Halfmoons. And also I'm done with the breading. So this is the last round. And I'm super excited for the first bite because I know definitely this is very delicious. My Halfmoons are ready, so I'm going to transfer to my plate. So that's, you can check out how gorgeous the Halfmoons are looking. Once you're done frying your Halfmoons, you're going to serve with your favorite sauce. Mine is sweet chili because it's going to add in a kick of spiciness and sweetness into the Halfmoons. So I'm going to try out my Halfmoons, and here's my first bite. Wow. Once you bite into the Halfmoon, the outside is crispy and the inside is filled with a very nice, delicious filling, which is perfect for this recipe. I'm going to go in for a second bite. Definitely the kids are going to enjoy this recipe because this is finger food, it's delicious, it's breaded, so it's crunchy, filled with a very nice meat filling. And also it's a perfect appetizer whenever you have some guests over or when you're feeling like surprising your family with some delicious treats.